we of course have the big race being the Juddmonte International. Now, 50 years ago today, the mighty Brigadier Gerard, who was one of the great horses of all time, suffered his only defeat at the hands of Roberto. Laurie Williamson, who looked after the mighty horse Brigadier Gerard, is alongside me. Behind us, memories of the great horse. Laurie, you've written a book, The Brigadier and Me. What are your memories of 50 years ago?
Well, 50 years ago of this race, I was surprised that Roberto won the way he did. I wasn't surprised that Brigadier Gerard was struggling, because he ran the King George just 3 weeks beforehand. That was his 5th race in 9 weeks. That was a big ask, and we were all worried that it might have been a step too far to run in the Juddmonte. We had no idea what the history of the Juddmonte would bring up, and the fact, because no older colt has won the Juddmonte in the last 50 years. If we'd have known that, perhaps they wouldn't have come here. It was the first time for the Benson Hedges, and nobody knew. So it was a surprise. I remember standing out there when they come galloping down the home straight, and I hoped Joe would get there, but it never happened.
No, just behind, actually, just showed just here. This is the shot of Roberto winning that day. The American rider, Baeza, was aboard that day. You were saying that's one of the reasons, perhaps, that things were just in Roberto's favour that day.
Well, many people suggested that because he was an American jockey, that he set the pace just right and made it difficult for a Brigadier to go and pick him up. But the time was phenomenal. I mean, he smashed the course record. Yeah. Brigadier Gerard smashed the course record as well. I mean, if you look at the times that they ran, they would win every Juddmonte this century, these two horses. The time was just unbelievable, and I just don't know where he got that performance from. Even his trainer said it was a performance that he'd never run before and he'd never run since. So it's, as I said, a mystery.
Yeah, it is a mystery. And obviously we have some more great memories of the Brigadier behind us. I mean, Brigadier beat Millreef. You know, the Brigadier Gerard, we talk about Franco, See the Stars, people talking about Baid now. Brigadier was the standard setter. You tell me, you would know better than most, how would he compare? And I know it's probably a little bit unfair with the different generations, but how would he compare with some of the others?
But if you imagine, just for a moment, that if Franco won more Group 1s, if Franco won Group 1s over a wider range of distances, beating sprinters and middle distance horses, if he broke course records, then you'd be looking at something similar to Brigadier Gerard.
Well, that says quite a lot. And by the way, the last thing is, Laurie, this is the book here, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
There we are.
It's a big book, yeah. It's
a lot of reading.
Something in it for everyone who's interested in horse racing. I thought because it's Brigadier Gerard's 50th anniversary, I would write the book, and as I said, there's a chapter in there about the Mistral and the Naismar. Yeah. It's just had a great review from the Racing Post. They've called it a work of passion, which I think it is.
I was just about to say, I imagine that was a great labour of love for Laurie Williamson, one of the great horses, probably one of the great sporting talents ever, the mighty Brigadier Gerard.